Hello everybody and welcome to lovely Newquay. We're just about to go along Broadway Lane, which if you know about Dylan Thomas, the famous poet, this is possibly Goosegog Lane from Undermilk Wood, and Newquay is possibly Ceredigion, but I'm not going to say it is or it isn't because it's all under discussion. So we're going to take you on a bit of a tour of Newquay and all the beautiful things that you can eat in Newquay. So let's go. So while Mr. HubNut tries to walk backwards and film, because we're trying all these new things, I'll tell you a little bit more about, I was going to call it Goosegog Lane then, about Broadway Lane. So as you can see, we are very close to the edge here, but that wasn't always the case. I recently went on a boat trip and they said that Newquay is undergoing a process of slow liquefaction. So slowly but surely, a lot of this is falling into the sea. Now it used to be that Broadway Lane went about a mile, probably more than a mile that way, and there used to be a farm in the front here as well. So an ever-changing landscape here in Newquay, and the house you can just about see tucked over that way is Majoda, which was Dylan Thomas's house.
Wow.
One of his neighbours got angry at him and then tried shooting him.
Yes, and it was said that there were bullet holes in the fireplace at Majoda until quite recently. I don't know how true that is, but yes, that is one of the little stories of Newquay. But yeah, a lovely little lane.
We live on a rock
But
face.
it is very slowly going into the sea.
There are some places that might just be there because, like, when everything else is like gone, it just might be hanging, like in that film. It might be there, like, hey, I want a submarine. Okay.
Are we drifting somewhat?
We are drifting off topic. Dylan Thomas submarine.
Yeah. To be fair, I
No
don't
submarines,
know.
although it was for shipbuilding. Trisquin Beach, which is just down there, was known for shipbuilding, and there are some little remnants left.
Every day we go down to the beach, we usually see like pillars up, and it like uncovers a little bit more every day of what it looks like.
And what do I say every day when we see those?
I don't know.
This is the remnants of the shipbuilding in Newquay.
Also, I have actually found some ship parts like chain and a centre of a steering wheel for a ship.
Wow.
Yeah. That's about it.
It's got it all here then.
Jago likes the seaweed. Yeah.
Okay, so here we are at the top of Broadway Lane. A little bit breathless because look at it, it's a beast.
Look at the camera. Gets across
Can
that
appreciate
steep
that, how steep that is. So if you are visiting Newquay, and it's lovely, and Dylan Thomas did walk along there, just bear in mind it is a wee bit steep. So we're now going down Pilot Lane, which has one of my favourite buildings in Newquay, which is a funky little garage, which used to be the taxi office.
I thought it would be a fire engine place.
A fire engine place, a fire station.
Yeah.
No, it was the taxi ranks. But I have a horrible feeling about this building right now.
It's still there.
It's a rather lovely building with some really, really stunning views.
There's a garage.
It's sold as building plots.
Oh no!
Well, we might be wrong. Okay, so we're just walking past the Black Lion, which is supposed to be the oldest pub in Newquay. Now, Newquay's got about 6 pubs, bars, restaurants, etc. now, but at its peak, I think there were 6 on Church Street alone. Because of the shipbuilding, there were a lot of pubs. They were on Rock Street, they were on Church Street, absolutely everywhere. Some of them looked almost like just the houses themselves, but some of them are still apparent that they were pubs. We've lost a few over the years. The Bluebell's had a bit of a change, but this is the Black Lion. Yes, the Bluebell used to be the only pub in Newquay that had a bar, as in a foot bar, underneath the bar. So yeah, that was interesting when you were a little bit tipsy. Also very helpful when you're of short stature.
I don't know
Okay.
who you're thinking of.
One of the reasons why the houses are different colours is because it's so then when the fishermen are on like their boats and stuff, they can point out which house is theirs.
Yeah,
Oh.
And
They can
also
tell the fish.
the houses have names as well.
yes, that quite often they relate to the boats, don't they?
Yeah.
And something else about the construction of houses in Newquay is that quite often it wasn't usual floorboard timbers that we used. It was often ship's timbers that we used for the floorboards and the pebbles from the beach and the walls. So they're a little bit different.
I got fake married in that
Sorry, could you say that again for the microphone?
Fake married.
I got fake married in that building when I was like in year 1 and 2 because for a history lesson, I think we were doing something about marriage, and I fake married a boy in my class.
So this is Newquay in all its glory. You can see up Cardigan Bay towards
You can see people doing
Snowdon.
water activities.
Yeah, lots of water activities going on.
You can see the small pier almost getting engulfed by the water.
Yeah, we are on quite high tides at the moment.
Yeah.
So quite high and quite low. Are we in the Caribbean? Are we somewhere abroad? No, we're in West Wales. Look at the colour of that sea. Isn't it absolutely gorgeous?
That's the sandbank.
Yeah, this is the main beach. In that direction you've got Trysadorli, and in that direction you've got Trysgwyn.
That's a sandbank. That's why it's making that colour, because it's close to the
Ah.
surface.
Like blue under the water.
I remember we used to swim over to there when there were a little bit of sand that you could see,
And then
and we used to call it our island.
Yes, we did. And this is a blue flag beach. It's got lifeguards. I think it's something like between May and September. So it's very safe here. You can swim. There's a swimming area, and you can do loads of water sports as well. So this is a recent addition to Newquay. Oh, I didn't realise that. She's a local poet.
Oh.
She's also our neighbour's cousin, as is pretty standard for West Wales.
Yeah.
When the statue was being built, we did ponder what it might be. There was always a thought it would be a dolphin, because Newquay is famous for dolphins, but it's actually quite beautiful, and it's aging. You can see the patina already, aging quite lovely in the elements.
It's like the Statue of Liberty, just not in New York.
Or as big.
Aha, cockles, Debbie. Cockles, now, you've got to have vinegar, salt and pepper. Why? You just have to.
We each have to try one.
Quite small.
So, yeah, we'll do that then.
We
But-
each have to try one.
Okay, so this is a bit of
Oh no.
a Welsh delicacy. The cockles come from sort of the Gower way. Pencloud is the big cockle country, and these don't taste like the ones you get in a jar. These are very delicate, but you do still douse them in salt and pepper and vinegar.
Can I have some?
Yeah,
They're
absolutely.
very small from this angle.
They look very small from any angle, but they are. What do you think?
Mom, should I queue up?
What does it taste like? Hang on, we'll go together.
Oh, where are we going next?
Tastes like a cockle.
Small now.
We
They
may
are.
be
Just a
more
little bit
taken
more
by the
soft.
idea of ice cream.
Yes, I know. I'm here trying to show you a Welsh delicacy, and you lot want to go and eat ice cream.
I want Hawaiian ice. I don't want ice cream.
Okay. Well,
So good.
Go.
let's go. We found ice cream. So here we've just had our ice cream from Quay. I got this one purely because I have never seen such green ice cream, and that is Hulk bubblegum flavoured.
Okay.
And then I've got Snickers on the top. What have you got, Ian?
I've got strawberry and raspberry ripple.
Lovely. What have you got there?
I've got unicorn ice cream.
Now, they have stalked that ice cream before because they don't make it all the time. So they've stalked that ice cream before now. Oh, I've got to have a little lick.
Yeah, we're melting fast.
Because this is gelato, so it's a bit...
Hawaiian ice.
What is that you got there then?
What's that? Hawaiian ice.
Ah.
Right, we're going to eat these, and we'll come back to you in a moment.
So the red and white boat that Ian's filming at the moment is called Ermol. I think she's 5 or 6, I can't quite remember. But the Ermols have been here for a very, very long time. You can go out on a boat cruise. I think it's about an hour long, or they do 2-hour long ones. And you book it just at the top of the jetty. And I mean, they have been here absolutely years and
Yeah,
years.
we went on it last year, didn't
We
we?
did, and we actually saw...
It was the year before. Oh
God,
my
it was
God.
the year before. It wasn't last year because we
Yeah.
wouldn't have been able to. We saw dolphins, didn't we?
And a seal. Seal pup.
We did. Now the Ermols you now catch at the end of the pier, but when I was younger, you used to catch it on the beach. There used to be a set of steps that you climb, and you could climb onto the Ermol. Nowadays, there's a lot more boats that go out as well that do various things. There's quite a lot of conservationists that will take you out and talk about the geology and the nature and the different species and so on that are out there. But they're all very different, and they've all got their merits. So if you do come to Newquay, I would highly recommend. Oh, you can go on fishing trips as well. dolphin spotting trips. You can do a sunset trip, which I did. I did do that last year when we'd not locked down, and that was interesting. That's where I found out about the liquefaction of the rock that's happening. So the bay's face will continue to change over millions of years. So yes, this is the beach and all the boat trips that you can go on. But you can also, if you don't go out on a boat, the dolphins do quite often come right into the bay. So sometimes you can see them off the end of the pier.
See if we got any luck today.
We will give it a go. More often you see them off Trifidorli, which is just round the corner. So this is the famous post office where we send all your merchandise. Should you order some merchandise, take a little stroll down here and send it all off. They sell a lot of local produce as well, things like the local gins and things like that. So yes, lovely little shop, and they're very helpful to us, and yes, great stuff.
Oh, let's not get run over by
Oh,
the
and we
post
don't want to get run over by the post lady. So just opposite the post office is, well, I would like to say it's Trifidorli, Trife meaning beach in Welsh, but because of the high tide, there currently isn't a Trife. There is just sea, but it looks very lovely.
That it does.
Now, Dorli means meadow, and again, there used to be land in front of here, which I think is where the Dorli word comes from, and the pub that is now no longer a pub is also known as the Dorli.
I can't see any dolphins today.
No dolphins today. Any sightings, guys?
No.
Nope.
Wherever there's seagulls, there should be dolphins.
That is true. And I can't see any seagulls either.
One.
Where? Seagull?
There's a
Oh, yes.
seagull.
Oh, wait, not...
Or is that a booby?
Now, the dolphins do have a tendency to follow the boats. So if the boats are out, that's another good marker, because they will follow the boats. The boats are under really strict jurisdictions. They have to be very careful on speeds, distance and everything from the dolphins. There's also porpoises in the bay as well, and the occasional visitor like a sunfish. So we're just about to go to the Captain's Rendezvous, which is one of 3 fish and chip shops in Newquay, but we know these guys and they're lovely. So we're going to have their chips today. Hopefully we're going to have faggots and rissole, which are 2 Welsh type things. Failing that, chips and gravy, which is a solid, staple.
Sounds good to me.
Here we go. So we have been to the fish and chip shop. What Ian is showing you here is a Welsh delicacy. It is glorious. These are faggots, and they're a little bit like haggis, but they're not in a casing. It doesn't sound lovely when you say it's organ meat, but they are absolutely delicious. There's a local butcher called Dewi James that does particularly nice ones. Then you've got mushy peas, and of course chips and gravy. Then we'll move on to Ian's, which is also a delicacy. Ian has a rissole just here. Now, rissoles can either be vegetables and mashed potato or beef and mashed potatoes, and it's covered in a breaded crumb, and you have that with your chips. How's the rissole?
Hot.
Hot. Okay. And then little Miss HubNut, she's not gone quite as exotic as us. She is there sporting a jump. Delicious. But chips and gravy is an absolute staple. When I moved to Kent for a little while, I went to the chip shop and I was like, I'll have chips and gravy. They said, we don't do gravy. And they don't do gravy generally in the south. But chips and gravy, I think, is something you have to try when you come down here. Oh, you're getting brave because you don't usually eat the chip shop gravy.
Oh, that's nice.
It's very nice, isn't it? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We shall eat more food then.
Lovely. We just wanted to show you the inside of the fat. As you can see, it's just pretty much meat. There might be a bit of grain in there as well. They are particularly nice ones. Ian had a negative experience of faggots a little while ago.
Yeah.
But
I'm not convinced about them.
well, you quite enjoyed that one. But also, we wanted to show you the Fizzy Pops that we're drinking, because these are staples of chip shops. So this is dandelion and burdock, yes, as in dandelions, the plant, the weed. It's a little bit like root beer, but a bit gentler, because root beer's got that kind of minty back note to
Yeah,
it.
we tried root beer, didn't we?
Yeah, we weren't huge fans.
Taste of mouthwash.
I was being polite. So this is kind of our equivalent. Then Ian has Vimto, which is one of the nicest Fizzy Pops ever. It's got grapes.
Drinks are available.
Other drinks are available. It's got raspberry and blackcurrant and grape in it, and that is absolutely lovely stuff. And then what have you got there, young man?
I gotta say, Andy,
a shandy, a bit of shandy. Of course, if it's under 0.5%, I think it is, then it's a non-alcoholic beverage. It's a soft drink. Mushy peas, if you've not had them.
Revolting.
No, they're not revolting. They are absolutely delicious.
Yeah, I agree. They are.
They are not revolting.
They are.
They're kind of a slightly salty, very soft pea. Those ones are exceptionally nice, so I would highly recommend the Captain's Rendezvous. One of our first dates, I introduced you to rissoles, didn't I?
You did in Aberystwyth.
Way back in those early days.
Yeah.
I got rissole chips and gravy, and you were like, what on earth is that? And then you enjoyed it.
Yeah. What touch?
Dedication to the cause, because the water is actually freezing. But I just wanted to introduce you to the pier, which is just behind me here. This is the big pier. There is a small pier just there. The pier at the end there, where there's that mast, there used to be a pepper pot lighthouse there, but it was swept away during a big storm at the beginning of the 20th century. So there are some talks of reinstating it, and you can see historic pictures. Harbour now is mostly full of little fishing boats and leisure boats and so on. But if you see pictures of Quay in the early 20th century, very, very different. Lots and lots of ships came in. Lots and lots of ships were built here and launched from here. So yes, this is our lovely pier. What have you built there, Leo? A what? Oh, a beach booby. Standard HubNut family.
Yep.
So this is Quay Lifeboathouse. We currently have an ALB, which is an all-weather lifeboat, and we have an inshore lifeboat. Just over this direction, there's a lot of rocks. People tend to get stuck on them because they miscalculate the tides. Because when the tide's out, you can walk along there. When the tide's in, as you can see, you really can't. So people chance it, they get stuck. So we have the inshore lifeboat to do things like that. And then we have the all-weather lifeboat, which goes out to things like fishing boats that need towing, yachts in distress, that kind of thing. The sad thing is that this is a vital part of our community, and it looks like possibly this year we will be losing the all-weather lifeboat. It's being replaced by, I think it's called an Atlantic 5.2, which is somewhere between the two, but it will be a very, very sad loss if we have that, and people are campaigning to keep the lifeboat. But yeah, so if you come into Quay, as I say, it's very safe. We've got lifeguards, we've got lifeboats. It's a lovely place to be with your family and everything. And I think that kind of brings us to the end of our video. I hope you've really enjoyed. I hope you've enjoyed the tour of our little town, and we've given you a little insight into where we live and the things that we eat. I think things that we eat is going to be a bit of a recurring theme in the Miss HubNut videos. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and we will be back soon with another video. Bye.